For that which is now exalted of itself shall be laid low of power. So this is still kind of like second coming prophecy that is talking about here. Like, hey, kingdom's back on the earth, and one way or another, there's going to be changes happening on the earth. And it could be, willingly, or it can be as a consequence of falling under your own sin. You get to choose, right? The world gets to choose. And we all know which path the world chooses. Great shall be the...
Yeah, I was going to say, this is something definitely still applicable to us today. We're seeing it in real time. And I mean, every generation has seen just the consistent, perpetual decline of society, values, morals, all of the above. And it certainly is escalating and speeding up as time goes by. But yeah, we can definitely see the way in which the world chose, and that, sin is a very heavy thing to bear. I mean, it's a very dense burden to shoulder, and you do eventually cave and fall to it. And that's exactly what the Lord's saying here, is that sin is not meant to be carried. And if you choose to carry it, it's going to lead to your destruction. And that's exactly what's going to happen to the nations of the world, where they continue to make these poor choices, conspiring men come together. And as they continue to sin, the burden gets too heavy to bear. And the collapse thereof, as you said, is great. Not great in a good way. Well, it is in a good way too, though, actually, now that I think about it. Great and dreadful day of the Lord, man. It's going to be good and bad at the same time.
Here's an interesting thing about sin. The world lieth in sin, right? That's the whole message here. And it says, but it is not given that one man should possess that which is above another. Wherefore, the world lieth in sin. This is very interesting, because this idea of sin, I've several different scriptures and quotes. I've been deep in Brigham Young these days. It ties back to sin, and it ties it very closely to possessions or money, which obviously is consecration, right? Principles of consecration.
Yeah.
But the love of money is the root of all evil. Like, there's some doctrine here. There's a principle that, like, the most abhorrent sin is really that of pride and of seeking to build your own kingdom, or loving. I mean, this is idolatry, right? This is loving money or vanity above the kingdom of God. And that's why the celestial law requires consecration. You have to develop a heart. You have to overcome the world and rip yourself of vain ambition and personal kingdom building, and realize that we, as disciples of Christ, should be building a holier kingdom, and we should be united in the kingdom that we are building. And this is something that everyone has to learn if they're going to be disciples of Christ. It's something that everyone has to overcome. Is this stop thinking in this Babylonian terms of dog eat dog and look up for yourself and build your own kingdom, because the Lord cannot work with that. Like that's not a celestial spirit.
Hit that like button, leave us a comment, subscribe to the channel. We really appreciate it.
They may seem like little things, but liking, commenting, it helps the algorithm push our content out to more people. So it's our small way of sharing the gospel in a social media age.